Hi, everyone. So, the reading that I looked at for our project was called The Real Wealth. I found this on Pinterest. I do not know who actually wrote this, unfortunately. I did look for it, I couldn't really find it, but I was able to sit down in a quiet, comfortable space and just really kind of immerse myself into the story and just review and feel all the emotions that came with it, which was really enjoyable. So, the reading overall is about a child who comes from a rich family, and his dad brings him to visit a poor family, and then asks the child to reflect on what he's learned from going to see a poor family's way of life. And the son answers in the last paragraph and says, I saw that we had servants to serve us, but they serve others. We have one dog and they have four. We have imported lanterns in our gardens and they have stars at night. We buy our food, but they grow theirs. We have a big pool in our garden, but they have a creek that has no end. We have large walls to protect us and they have friends to protect them. Finally, the son added, Thank you, Dad, or thanks, Dad, for showing me how poor we are. So when I was able to sit down and read this through a few times, I was able to kind of really experience all the emotions that I had. So obviously the first time reading through this, I felt kind of a experience of they were focused on mere materialistic things. I hadn't read the ending, so I was slightly skeptical of in a way I felt bad for myself because I related to a lot of the things that were considered poor. I obviously I didn't have imported lanterns in our a garden at my house. We had the stars at night to look up at. And I didn't have a big pool. I lived in a small town where we went and swam in the creek that did have no end. And we had the friends to protect us. But then by that ending where it said finally the son added, Thanks, Dad, for showing me how poor we are, I was able to really experience that idea of what really equals wealth is experiences, the beauty of life and nature and friends that this wealthy family was missing out on. And the son makes that clear. So I think overall, this article was extremely emotional. It kind of sent me through different waves, being able to reread it a couple times. I then was able to enjoy that experience of relating to the article and seeing how much I have experience and how much real wealth I truly have in life. So I found that super important to make that connection with the reading to my own personal life. And in a classroom setting, I hope that I can do that for my students as well, allowing them to take what we're reading in the class and create connections with it or experiences between their own life or maybe somebody they know in their life, but just creating that connection outside of the reading to help them better interpret the reading, understand it, and keep it in their head. Like they will remember if they have that experience with the reading. So I think that overall, if I look at some of the notes that I had, I said that I can experience and see some of the imagery that they're talking about because of the shared experiences I have. I can picture the stars at night. I can picture the creek that has no M and kids swimming in it because I've had that experience. I can see to me, I picture like a large wall of a castle. And I was able to also see in imagery a lot of the things that were being talked about in the story. And I can say that I've experienced a lot to what's being said in this. I am now grateful after reading this for my own personal experiences and my own wealth. So I think when it comes to the classroom and connecting my experiences with what I would like to include in my classroom setting, I want students to feel these emotions. I want to create a comfortable environment where students are really able to dive in and immerse themselves into the reading that we're looking at. I hope these students can have experiences where they feel the raw emotions of joy, maybe even jealousy, sadness, anger. S- Students are going to be able to make that connection in my classroom and feel the emotions when they read. And then I also, like I said, hope that they can relate what they learn to their own personal lives in some form of way, like I did with this reading. So overall, I think it was a really beneficial and positive experience for me to be able to look at this reading and create that solid connection, and being able to take away some of these pieces like a comfortable classroom environment, emotions, personal experience, and incorporate that into the classroom setting myself as the teacher for my students, I think is going to be super beneficial.